phone upside down for one. Okay, we have a lot of iPhone 10 cases. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing a few options with you that you can cop for your new iPhone 10. So yeah, like I said, got a lot of cases here and I actually have more than I need. So in having all of these cases, I will be giving a few of them away. So I'm gonna pick about maybe 3 to 4 and I'll announce the winner on Twitter. So to enter, all you have to do is drop down below either your Instagram handle, your email, or your Twitter handle, basically a way in which I can reach you to let you know you are the winner. And I'll be announcing the winners on Twitter, so if you aren't following me up there, be sure to do so. You can find me on Twitter under Tech Me Out. It's spelled TECHME0UT. So yeah, enough with all of that. Let's go ahead and jump into these cases. I'm going to start with this one here from a company known as MUJJO. So this one here is a leather case option, and they basically have the same case in 2 color variants. I have the olive green color here and the black option here. So between these 2 color options, I'm personally excited about the olive one because they've always had like the black and I believe it's the tan or the brown color option, but olive is their new color option and it looks great. So in addition to the color of this being nice, it's also nice that you actually have a slot for your cards, and it's not going to hold a lot, maybe about 1 or 2 cards within this section here, so you can pop that in there. So this is a really nice case option when you're out and about, maybe you're at a bar or an event or a concert in particular. You need your cards, but you don't exactly want to carry a wallet or a purse. That is when a wallet case like this definitely comes in hand. Keeps things minimal and it feels really great in hand, giving you a nice grip on your phone. Now, if you're curious about button coverage, you basically have coverage against your volume buttons. You have a very precise cutout for your mute switch, so it's not going to be hard to get in there and toggle that. And then you also have coverage on your power button on the right hand side with an open cutout at the bottom for your charging port and your speakers. Now, me personally, I like a case that actually has an open cutout like this at the bottom where it's not, you know, precision cut to the speakers and the lightning port, simply because when it's open like this, it works a lot better when you're trying to dock your phone. You don't have to worry as much about the case getting in the way. So I find it to be a little bit more adaptable. Now, for those of you that love a very minimal case and you want to kind of keep the phone as true to its natural design as much as possible, then you're definitely going to want to check these options out from TOTALLEE. They have a couple color variants, but in particular, I have this kind of matte space gray one, and I also have this jet white option, but I've been using those cases as well on other phones, and I'm going to link actually my iPhone case video that I've recently done. So if you don't have an iPhone 10 and you're interested in my case selections for the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, I'll have that link below for you to check out as well as within the video. But let me pop this in here. So this one here definitely feels really good in hand. If the glass back of the iPhone 10 is a little bit too slippery for you, then you're definitely going to want to pick up this one. The matte finish allows you to grip it a bit better, especially if your hands are a little bit oily or sweaty. Your phone's not going to slide about as much, and it's really hard to tell that I even have a case up here at all. And that's one of the things that I really like about the TOTALLEE case options, in addition to the fact that their customer service is awesome. I recommended this case to one of my friends. She had an issue with her case and they took care of her without her mentioning my name, so it had nothing to do with me. It's just their customer service is that great and they have a 2-year warranty in which they stand by. So definitely check out their case options. The cutouts are precise so you can easily get to your volume buttons and it's not recessed within there. So the mute switch is also precisely cut, as well as your power button, so there are no issues getting to any of those. You also have precise cutouts along the bottom where your speakers are and your lightning port, and you also have a precise cutout around your camera with a little bit of coverage there as well. So this is definitely one of my go-to choices when you want one of the most minimal case options possible. But it is not my only minimal case option, as I also have some from a company known as Peel. So you might find some, different color variations between these 2 companies in terms of what they offer, but ultimately either one is going to give you a very minimal form factor around your. That way you can pretty much stay true to its natural design without much bulk at all. The one key difference that I did notice between the 2 options is that with the Peel case, you actually have a wider cutout along the camera, whereas with the TOTALLEE case option, it is precisely cut to that of the camera. So I don't know if that makes a difference to you all. I do know I personally like the look of the way it is cut out around the camera more with the TOTALLEE option, but with either one you can't go wrong. So these are definitely some go-to options if you're in the need for a very minimal case. Now, another case option that you all might like is this one from Apple. And I know I first saw it when they brought out, you know, the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 8, but I did not know it was gonna look as good in person, but I should have known, you know, because I like their leather and silicone cases to begin with. So now they have a folio option that actually has a, you know, open to wake function, very similar to what you have with an iPad. In addition to that, it is very precisely cut and tailored to the iPhone 10 with these kind of like stainless steel accents. I think they're stainless steel. They might be aluminum. I'm not certain. I'm gonna throw up in the video what the material is of these buttons, but nonetheless, it adds a very nice, you know, kind of clean accent to the case, which just makes it look even more premium in terms of design. The buttons aren't stiff at all. They're very easy to access and adjust as necessary. Along the side here, you have a cutout for your cards, and you also have a little sleeve in which you can place some cash. But inside of mine, I just have about 3 cards. I personally wouldn't put more than that, and I honestly kind of want to take one out, but even with 3 cards, I think when it is, you know, in its closed position, it still doesn't add a lot of bulk to the front of it. But I am interested to see how this wears over time. It doesn't have a magnet built into this little, you know, front cover, at least that I noticed. So, you know, it will flap if you have it upside down, but for me, I haven't had any issues thus far with that. Granted, it's only been like 24 hours, but nonetheless, no issues thus far with that. And then along the bottom of the device, you have an open cutout for your lightning port and your speakers. But overall, a very nice feel in hand and a very nice look overall to further accent your iPhone 10. Now, in addition to those cases, I do have some more, you know, sturdier, thicker cases offered from a company known as GPEL. So this one here is known as the Everpure Maxx. And like I said, it's a bit more rugged in terms of design. So you have this kind of hard acrylic plastic back with these little black accents around the sides. So, and the lay on the table design as it does extend over the front of the display ever so slightly. Your volume buttons are covered. Your mute switch is open, of course. It is a little bit deep in there, but it's not, you know, too difficult to get in there and flip the switch. And then your power button is also covered. None of these buttons are stiff, even though they're covered. They're very responsive, so no issues in accessing them at all. But overall, I really like this one. But nonetheless, this is a very good rugged option for you. And then lastly, I have a ton of case options from Spigen. And if you watched, like I said, that iPhone 8 Plus best case video, I had quite a few in there as well. And pretty much they have the same options that I showed you in that video for the iPhone 10 as well, with a few new ones, which I'm gonna show in this one. So in particular, they have this new color variant for the liquid air model, which is basically kind of like a rubbery type of case with a textured back. But it has a new design that I personally haven't seen from their lineup, but doesn't mean it doesn't exist because I haven't seen it. But you have the button coverage, volume buttons are covered, power button covered, still easy to access, no issues there. And then you have precision cutouts along your speakers and charging port at the bottom. So overall, very great build here. It feels good in hand. Gives you a little bit more grip so your phone doesn't slide about as much. But if you like that design, this is definitely a case option you might want to get your hands on. Now, if you're in need for a case with a kickstand, they do have an option for that as well. This is known as their Ultra Hybrid S. So one thing I like about it, in addition to the stand, is the fact that it's clear. So you can enjoy the natural color of your phone a little bit more. But the stand in here is very sturdy. It has a magnetic design, so you can securely, you know, lay it down in there and it's not going to accidentally pop open. But with it, you can place your phone down into landscape mode. You can't adjust the angle of the stand and you can't place it into portrait mode. But this is a really nice option, especially if you oftentimes find yourself in a scenario where you're propping your phone up on something to look at content on your phone. That's like a go-to action that we do when we're eating and watching a video on our phones. You don't have to find that random object to put it up against it anymore. You can instead pull out the built-in stand and then tuck it away when you don't need it. So that is a really nice option about this one. Now, you know, I love wallet cases. Spigen has a very nice option for that as well. So with it, you're gonna have a magnetic clasp here, which is gonna help you keep the case closed. And then on the left-hand side, you have your slots for your cards. So you can put 3 in here as well. And then tuck beneath that, you have an area to tuck away some cash or maybe some receipts or whatever you need. But keep this minimal. You do not want to bulk up your case by overloading the cover of it. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, something else you have up here is a cutout for your receiver. So technically, if you answered your phone and you want to close the case and conduct your conversation, you can do so if you so choose to. But outside of that, you have cutouts for your volume buttons, mute switch, and power button with an open bottom design for your lightning port and your speakers. Now, something else pretty nice about it is the fact that it does have a built-in kickstand option. So you can actually prop up your phone when you need to, and then have a wallet as well. So that's something really unique about this one. It also has a built-in magnetic plate. So if you have the air vent mount, then you can actually use this in this case on that particular mount, or any mount in your car that, you know, basically adheres with the magnet. Another option that I have from Spigen is this beautiful gold one here. I think it looks really good with the black. It gives you that rugged type of vibe, but yet with a feminine touch. You have this hard plastic back with these kind of rubber sides here, which allows you not only a lot of protection, but a better grip as well. So that's a common theme that I have with these cases in which I've shown you. You get a better grip on your phone. Your volume and power buttons are covered with this kind of textured design mixed in as well, with precise cutouts along the speakers and the charging port of the phone as well. But a very unique case option that I felt was worth mentioning, with the more, I guess to me, oops, did I turn that on? With more of a feminine touch to things. So, what else do we have? In my hand now, I have a hybrid between a rugged case and a wallet case, which is known as the Slim Armour Cs. So this one here is very thick, very hefty. This is definitely going to give you a solid feel in hand that your device is protected. So with it, you have a deep cutout for your camera. You have coverage along your volume buttons and power buttons. Thankfully, they're not stiff at all, even though this is a rugged case. Along the bottom, you have coverage for your speakers and your charging ports, so no issues getting there. And then you have the wallet function. So the wallet function here actually is beneath a door. So you push it to the side, and it reveals the slots where you can place your cards. So I would say you can probably fit about a good 2 or 3 cards here, if that. So your cards are hidden until you need them. And the nice thing about this type of wallet case, where the wallet is on the back, is that you don't have that front cover to pretty much open like a book and then extend over your camera, kind of forcing you to hold your phone like so in order to take a picture. So cases like this with wallets like that are a really nice option, if for nothing more than that alone, if that is something that bothers you about the wallet cases that pretty much open up like a book. But yeah, I think that is going to sum up my case options for this particular video. Don't forget to enter that giveaway, and as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out. On the way to being free.